staying at home all the time, not really getting out, being able to do very much. New Facebook page I started about a month ago. So if you're interested, come check out Gamers United, past and present, growing group. Great group of people there. Anyways, about to start Mega Man 3. I've been kind of Mega Man inspired here lately because I've been doing some little bit of sketching, drawing, you know, some of the robots. Mega Man, Cut Man, and Crash Man. So I got to figure out which one of these guys I want to do next. So maybe playing the game tonight will give me some inspiration. I'm not sure how long I'm going to play for, but I'm just going to go until I get tired of it, which that could last for a while. Anyways, here we go. This is a little history about this game. Mega Man 3 was my first real taste of any kind of Mega Man. I remember always seeing it at my local movie video game store. For me, that was a movie gallery, which I don't think exists anymore. I don't think they're all sold out by now, but really cool place for me when I was growing up. Was able to try a lot of new games and a lot of old games too, stuff that I wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise. Because streaming games was not even a thing, you know, in 1990. So I remember always, you know, looking at their games and checking everything out, and I was always real curious about the box art and how it looked on the back. And I remember always kind of passing by this game and not giving it a chance. And then just one fateful afternoon, I decided to give it a whirl, and I've loved it ever since. Even though I couldn't beat not one stage the first night that I had that game, it probably took me about two or three rounds maybe before I beat the first boss. And you'd think it'd be an easy boss or easy stage to go through, but the first stage and the first boss that I beat was freaking Sparkman of all damn things. And looking back at it now, he may have, you know, the hardest stage. I mean, the boss itself is not too hard, but his stage is brutal, especially if you don't have Jet. I mean, you can get through it without it, of course, but it's tough. You know, looking back at it now, I'm surprised that my 10 to 11-year-old self was able to pull that off. But 3's a lot of fun. It's a lot of stages. You can still clear it in under an hour. I think my best time might be right at an hour. But it has a ton of stages. You have your first 8 stages here, and then you have the first you have 4, I guess they're dark robot stages, where it remixes the 8 Mega Man 2 Robot Masters, and then you have at least 4 stages of Wily's Castle, and they're not Wily's Castle is not terribly long, but all in all, it's a lot of terrain to cover in this game, especially for a game that was made in 1990, for crying out loud. Alright, so I got through this one pretty easy. Top Man's very easy. It'd be easier if I was aiming the right way too. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Been kind of lazy today. I've been sleeping a lot, which I didn't sleep much last night, but I've slept a good bit this afternoon. This game is also a little different too, because, you know, every boss has a weakness, but this one has a weird little chink in the armor where Top Man, his weapon kills Shadow, and then Shadow kills Spark. Spark kills Magnet. Magnet kills Hard, and then Hard comes back and kills Top. So you've got them 5 in a circle. Then you have Snake Man beats Gemini, Gemini beats Needle, and Needle beats Snake. I don't know if they meant to do it that way, because usually there's a, you know, full circle. These 8 bosses are like a pattern, but this one not so much. This is the only one that's like that. I'll go ahead and get this turd out of the way, because Shadow's one of the tougher bosses, and the weapon you use against him is very effective, but you have to be real careful how you use it, or you'll blow through all your weapon energy, you know, without killing it. Little guys there, the little jumping little guys there, they may be the most annoying enemy in this whole game to me. Something might be going funny with my D-pad. It seems like it wants to stick. It's only got about 9 billion hours into it. No wonder it still works. Music in this one's pretty cool though. This theme here is one of my favorites, I believe. This one and there's a lot of them I like, but this one and Spartan Man just stand out to me. I like the Wily Castle theme too, and the boss music in the Wily Castle. Those are pretty cool themes also. Almost got me. Pull the sleeves. Hot. Fingers are sticking too, apparently. I remember this section being kind of hard for me when I was younger, trying to get through this mess, but I've gotten pretty proficient at this section here. This part right here is real tough. You have to make sure you hit them where they're not in the line where they can hit you. Alright, and like I said, you have to have Needleman's weapon to that's effective against this guy, but you don't get that till later. I don't suggest trying to fight Needleman without Gemini's weapon. It's not a good idea. The Snake Man's not impossible though. He's doable. Just have to deal with the damn slowdown, which is kind of annoying. I was thinking maybe I'd get a clean kill on him without getting hit. I think I've maybe never done that. That was pretty close. He just got me one time. Pretty good run. Ugh, Jesus. I hate this sound. Too hot. might be the one I draw. He looks pretty cool. Gemini is also part of my inspiration behind a few of my tattoos, and also my screen name for YouTube. DBZ Gem, that's where DBZ is Dragon Ball and Gem is Gemini, which is also my zodiac. So I just kind of tied two of my favorite things together, and they're my username, they're my handle for most everything. Even falling to the left to try to get that extra life, and still didn't get it. I was holding the left arrow down the entire way, but that thing is hit or miss. Those little question mark blocks up there, like they have something, you know, different things in them. It's usually some kind of weapon energy capsule or a life energy capsule. Every blue moon you'll get an extra life or an E-tank, but more times than not, that's not what you're getting. So for all the time and effort it takes to get the damn thing, I usually just avoid them unless it's just right there waiting for me. Section here. Sometimes this can be troublesome. Sometimes I'm going to try to make this clean and not troublesome this time today. Go about it this way. Because I don't think they give you enough of that rush marine to get all the way across. So I'm just going to use it for the last part. Ooh, brutal. That was almost a disaster there. See how quick your weapon energy runs out? And it drains. The one good thing about being in this little thing here is that if you get hit, there's no pushback. So it makes that section quite a bit easier if you do it right. I'm not far from the boss now, I'm getting close. There we are. If you haven't noticed yet, the robot masters are very weak to the weapons that you need to use against them. Gemini Man goes down pretty fast too. You'll see Snake Man, Surge Snake wipes him out pretty good. And there isn't all this damn slowdown. Shit. No! Damn it. Wow. Got too anxious on the menu there. All that slowdown there just murdered me. It's rare that I die against this guy. Yeah, that's how the first time should have went. Alrighty then. Well, we're halfway done the first 8. To me, I think he may be one of the harder bosses. Probably him and Shadow, probably the 2 harder ones on this game. The rest of them I can mow down pretty good with just a regular Mega Buster. And I can kill these guys too. But this Needle Man was pretty tough. He's pretty quick, very mobile. And his weapons are fairly fast too, those needles that he shoots at you. Oh, Needleman would be a pretty cool robot master to draw also. This weapon works really good against this guy too, but okay, that wasn't too bad. That was very fast. That was 2 minutes. That whole stage and boss. I can only do them all that fast. Jet, very helpful in this game. This may be the best version of Rush Jet because you can control which way the jet goes. It doesn't always go forward. You can actually go backwards with it, which they took that feature away in future installments. Alright, so you guys can see this is the first stage and boss that I beat. But it took me it took me a few tries, probably about 40 deaths before I was able to finally beat a boss in this game. People talk a lot about how hard Ninja Gaiden is. I think these Mega Man games, especially 2 through, well, all 6 of them really are pretty tough. They have to rank up there with some of the hardest NES games also, NES or NES, whatever you want to call it. I've been told that the proper way to say the name is NES, but all my life has been NES, so that's what I'm used to, that's what I'm programmed to say. Those damn things. This part right here is tough, so I'm not even gonna play around. I think got to a point where now I don't test the waters anymore. I mean, I can usually get through it, but it's tough. Those spikes above your head there, they are all instant kills. So, and those little platforms, when you jump on them, they rush towards them. So I just don't even bother. About to get very difficult after I beat these next 2 bosses. stay on the opposite side of the room from where Proto Man is at. You won't be jumping. There's no point. You know, whenever he's jumping towards you and shooting, just slide up under him. And just run to the other side of the room until he's doing his run thing again. And that makes those fights a lot easier. Although the next stage, there's a little bit of a change in that plan because the room's not flat. Again, this is another one of these platforming sections where I just don't even play around. Those little guys down at the bottom there with the energy pull until it is pulling you towards it. And those jumping sections there where the platforms are appearing and disappearing is pretty tough. You have to be real careful there. Now, ironically enough, this boss here is weak to Shadow's weapon and Spark's weapon. They both deal the same amount of damage, so I'm just going to use this guy here. There we go. One left. So after I beat the next boss, I'll pretty well be at the halfway point of this game. Those guys were in, they were in Mega Man 2 and Woodman stage. I don't normally do this, but I have this tendency sometimes to get to the boss of the stage without having most of my health, and I don't want that to happen. Alright, good enough. This music is so dang catchy. Bees just stay right on your ass. Okay, I could have went better, but this is okay. I'm alright. Well, thank you. Leave me extra life. That's not a sign. see the magnet weapon works pretty well on him. Okay. Good. Now to the tough stuff. The only two stages I really worry about in these Darkman stages to me is Needle's playthrough and Sparkman stage. There's some tough spots in those two areas, so I usually try to get those out of the way first. And I'm going to get Sparkman out of the way first, even though it's my favorite stage, because the two bosses here are Metal Man and Quick Man. And Metal Man's not too bad, but Quick Man can be kind of a pain. See, it still looks like Sparkman stage, but there's been some changes. Not for the better. Definitely quite a bit tougher. And it really shows through on the second half of this board. Little small moving platforms, they're kind of tricky if you're not careful. Alright, I'm gonna do my lean. We all know that makes people play their games better when they lean in. Get away. Like I said, the stages aren't terribly long, but the first half of this is not what I was worried about. Magnet works well on him, and then remember how the Gemini laser was against Needle. That's who you use against Quick of all freaking people. The slowest weapon against one of the fastest damn enemies. In this part here. And like I told you guys before, the spikes there against the walls, these are instant kills, so you have to be real careful here. Okay, got it. Okay, good. I know that looked easy, but I promise you it is not until you learn that pattern. You kind of want to try to get the Quick Man with some health unless you're okay with spinning the E-Tank, which in this case I am. I don't mind. But he will do some damage to you, I almost guarantee you. Trying to land those Gemini lasers on him. And then the bad thing is that you don't have but you know, so many Gemini lasers, and it's not like it does a crap ton of damage to him from what I remember. Here we go. Yeah, see, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage to him. But he damn sure does damage to you if he hits you. Alright, I'm not even bullcrapping around. I'm just going to go ahead and use it. That's a good thing I did. Okay, sorry y'all. Just texted the person who tried to call. Alright, so let's get this ugly one out of the way, and then I think I'll be in the home stretch. More or less. The bosses here aren't that hard. It's just the second half of this stage. Everything kind of has to go right, because it's pretty much all Rush Jet section. And you have to navigate his the jet's energy to make sure you get across. If not, you're going to be grinding for a while. I want to try to avoid that. Those things, they're spikes, but they're not those things coming in and out of the wall. They're not instant kills, but they can hurt you. I was just doomed there, I guess. What I thought I was going to jump up there for. Okay, so I didn't use much. That's okay. Which boss is this? I think it's Air. I think it's Air Man. Yeah. And I think, oh, I need Spark. I don't think I need Needle. It was pretty cool trying to figure out, you know, which one of these weapons worked on these Mega Man 2 bosses. I thought that was a pretty cool little twist. Lost a little more energy than I wanted, but still alive. Still breathing. Maybe one of these guys can leave me some help. Probably not. I'm not going to grind for it either. Just going to go. If I have to use a tank, I have to use a tank. This is what usually makes me either continue playing or stop. Because once you get across and you lose and you don't have your weapon energy anymore, it sucks. Having to be back at the beginning of the stage and grind for it back. Hit me up there. Okay, that's the worst of it right there. I think I can handle the rest of this. The boss here is pretty easy. It's Crash Man. He could have been a much tougher boss, but when you know his pattern, he's easy to exploit. Alright, so now I need to try to get some energy. Some life energy. Alright, come back down, guys. And of course, they leave none. Where did you come from? Hard Knuckle works on this guy, which is not the most user-friendly weapon for Crash Man, but it does the damage. But if I start getting low, I know I can go to the regular Buster and destroy this guy. Once you know his pattern, he's not so bad. Okay, that worked out pretty good. Another phone call coming, guys. Sorry. go ahead and get this devil out of the way too. Went in order from hardest to easiest, I think. A lot of spikes and pits to deal with in this stage. There is one boss here, the very first one. You have to fight Woodman. Oh, what happened? I thought I missed it. You have to start to think about something else. You have to beat Woodman. He's really tough in the Dark Robot suit, by the way. He is not easy. I'm not sure how that spike down there hit me, because I felt like I was on the platform, but must have just grazed it. Hasn't been my cleanest run at this, but it hasn't been too bad. So this is another section where I don't mess around. When I was younger, I had the reflexes to deal with those things there, but those platforms that open up as soon as you step on them, and with the slowdown, it's not worth gambling. So yeah, Woodman here, he's a little tougher. He's not the easiest guy in the world. But I should be able to take him down. Wooden sleeves are just too big to jump over. That was close. That was very close. So the last boss here is Heat Man, or the last boss of the stage. And he's not too bad. He's very similar to his. They all play like the ones in part 2. It's just the thing that makes it more difficult. It seems like their weapons are bigger and their bodies are clearly bigger. Alrighty then. We are getting very close, everybody. Getting very close to the end of this thing. And this has the weaker of the 8 bosses on here. Flash Man, which is challenging, and then Bubble Man. He's still Bubble Man. He's fairly easy. Not too much of a challenge. Stage isn't too bad. I love how the enemies here have seem like their eyes almost can put you in a trance. Everything has real big eyes. Those guys there, like, a quarter of their body is their eyeball. See what I'm talking about? That's almost what's in it most of the time. That's why I don't bother. You'd have more luck getting something useful out of these, I guess they're fish eggs, I guess. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. Hey, John. That didn't come off creepy at all, by the way. Your comment. Ouch. For some reason, I'm having a hard time remembering what weapon works on these guys. I don't remember what kills Flash. Hoping it's this. Nope, not that. Not that. Yeah, he's tougher this time around. He's much tougher than his Part 2 counterpart. Well, because this is actually the first one I've done in some time. I hadn't been feeling all that good up until today. I feel almost like my normal self. I chose 3 because I did my next sketch that I do is going to be one of these Robot Masters off of this game here, and maybe 2 just because me and this game has quite a bit of history. This is the first Mega Man game I ever played. This is what got me started into the series. So between that and my inspiration for my sketch, I wanted to give this one a roll. And I hadn't played it in a little while either. Well, look who's creeping up. Old Cookie Monster peeked up to the camera. Alrighty, here we are. I think Spark does work on this guy, then. Even if it don't, he's easy. You ever played these before? Yeah. The Game Boy games are good too. I liked every single one of those. The one I probably disliked the most, if you'd be surprised, was actually Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy. That game is, whoa, it's hard. It is very hard. I can't beat that one on command. I have to take some time and grind into it. But the other 4 I'm pretty good at. Alright, so now we're getting to my favorite part of the game, which is Wily's Castle. And it's not the gameplay so much, but the music. I love the music in this section of the game. Yes and no. Well, actually, Mega Man 3 on Game Boy has 4 bosses from Mega Man 3, and it has 4 bosses from Mega Man 4. Mega Man 4 on Game Boy has 4 bosses from Mega Man 4 on the NES and 4 from Mega Man 5. But Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy is one of the hardest games in the whole series to me. It's tough. There's a lot of jumping sections that are just plain undamn fair. I mean, you have to do, know, pixel perfect damn jump sometimes. I'm gonna finish this. I'm almost at the end now. I'm going to finish it. So I've probably got about, I think maybe 15 minutes left, and I should be wrapping this up. And I may do something else later. Been kind of wanting to get back on one of my Castlevania games, maybe, or shoot, I may even play another one of these. We'll have to see. But as soon as I get done with this, though, I'm going to take probably a 10 to 15 minute break, and then I'll get on something else. That's the plan, anyway. I don't know why I used coil there. I bet. Yeah, I didn't play mine on a Pocket. I played them on just a regular old first edition Game Boy, which didn't make it a whole lot better, but I imagine it was really tough on the Pocket though. I remember for my birthday one year, my dad had bought me this device that you could hook to your Game Boy, which had like a magnifying glass and a light. Oh my God, they made games so much easier to play. That and sometime around that same area, I got the adapter for the Super Nintendo called Super Game Boy, so you can play your Game Boy games on your TV set. That was pretty cool too. I need to get another one of those actually. I lost it somewhere along the way to my Navy travels, I guess. But I wouldn't mind having that Super Game Boy again. Because my Super Nintendo still works on command. I mean, I've kept it in pretty good shape. John, when's the last time you talked to our cousin, Joey? When's the last time you talked to him? Oh no, to slow down! I love this slow down. There's gotta be an easier way to deal with those guys, I wonder. The answer. He is not. I asked that because I'm trying to get him to join the stream too, because he watches me sometimes. Him and his old lady sometimes will get on here and watch. So since you were on here, I was going to see if I could get him to join too. Have a little a modern family reunion, if you will. Oh, this guy here. Smart or something. Oh, well, he shouldn't be on Facebook, I don't think, anymore. I think he got rid of it. I read that wrong. Unless I'm on the outs, which I don't think I am. There's the needle. Yellow Devil, got 11. Should be enough to take him down. Oh no! Almost slid right back into him. I would have been ill if I would have died there. There, we're getting very close now. Get some life out of that, it'll be worth it. I just need some life energy. I'd feel more comfortable going into this boss with it than without it. There we go. Good, 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 good. Put that machine gun on him, he goes down pretty fast. You don't get knocked back first. Wow, all 3 times he was up top. Yeah, only one of those 3. Yeah, once or twice. or probably 400 times, maybe. And this is not my better run, this is one of my sloppier ones. Usually I can get through this thing without dying. Okay, so let's get that. Let's fill all these guys up. A couple of these Mega Man games, like Part 2 and 5 and 4 sometimes, I like trying to do speed runs on those. I had gotten 2 pretty down pretty good. I was in the 40 something minute range. But that's really hard to do though, it's not easy. To even be legitimate speedrun at this, you need to do it in like 40 minutes, and as you can see, I'm at 58. I'm not trying to speedrun, but you gotta do better than 58 minutes. Great door to land in first. Alright. Wish I didn't have to use that E-tank there, but it'll be okay. Getting all the buttonholes out of the way first, apparently. Yeah, I turned mine on the other day for the first time in a long time. It was amazing just how much things have changed since that's what we had, you know. The newer portable systems are a lot easier to play, mainly for the lighting, you know. But they were awesome back in the day, though. I know I was really happy when I got my first one for Christmas. I was thrilled. Yeah, absolutely easy to see. But you know, the Game Boy Advance, the first version of that was brutally dark too. I remember getting it on launch day when I was in Washington D.C. stationed there, and I remember just how hard it was to play Castlevania Circle of the Moon. It was so dark. I mean, everything had to be aimed to the light just right so you could see what you were doing. I don't know how they got away with making a system where the screen was so damn dark. I just don't know how. Didn't even get touched. Alright, so here we go. Final section. Let's see, I need fill that up. Man, I wish I had the know-how to do that kind of stuff, man. I would be so afraid to disassemble anything like that because I would never get it back together. I'm prone to tearing things up, so it's best that I just go with what I know. These things are lame. Let's see, what do I need? I don't need magnet and all that. I don't think I need that either, but let's go with this for the first part. I'm gonna try something different on this Wily boss here. Yeah, that'd be my problem. I would have tore up too many and I would have just gave up. Because for our family, and I'm sure for yours too probably, you know, what you got for Christmas, you better make that thing last for at least a year because you're not going to get anything else like that for at least until next Christmas if you're lucky. That's funny. up here. Not that I'm gonna need it. Never give up, never surrender. But you have to surrender if you don't have anything else to work on, though, right? That would have been my problem. That rush check technique I used on that second Wily form, I've never tried that before, but that makes it tons easier trying to beat him. Ouch. And there's a little trick here too. This is how I beat him the first time. Damn, the worst weapon of all. Almost. Watch my energy. Oh, don't do that. Alrighty, so minute 4. Split that one, or an hour 4 minutes. Jeez. I could probably knock a lot of time off of that if I was trying. But I hadn't done a live commentary stream in a while, so this was fun. Did you ever dibble dabble with mini Castlevania games, John? Because that's the next one I'm probably going to play. One of the probably not one of the Game Boy games, but maybe one of the 1 through 3 or 4. I could do Rondo, I could do Bloodlines, I could do Symphony of the Night, but that game takes a while. Yeah, I would. That'd be awesome. There'd have to be a glitch or two in there somewhere. I don't know a whole lot of glitches for this game. I know some. I know quite a few for the second one, though. They don't really help your time any. Symphony. That's a good game. Alright, so have you ever seen Rondo before, John? You ever seen it? Rondo was the first. Well, Rondo and Symphony are kind of tied together. It's hard to, but the soundtrack on it's unbelievable. One of the better ones. It plays like an older. Okay. Do you have a preference out of those? Which ones you'd like to see me stream, or maybe one of the other ones? Flip a coin. Alright, well it is, let's say 30 minutes, man. I'm going to take me a little quick break, and I'll decide one of them. Alright, 7:30, that's what I'll play next if you want to watch. If not, I'll just get some practice in on one of them. But anyways, anybody who's watching this, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed it, even if you watch it in the future. It's been fun. Glad I got this one out of the way. Going to be playing older Castlevania game next in about 30 minutes. But until then, you guys have fun, be safe, and I'll see you on the other side.